be beaming, I be booming down that block. Everywhere you go, you know they know I'm hot.
What's up? What's going on, my good people? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you all are doing well. If this is your first time here, I want to welcome you. Pull up a seat. Hope you enjoyed the content. And before we get into this video, I want to ask that you like, comment, share, subscribe. Go ahead and tap that bell while you're at it so you're notified anytime I drop a brand new video, go live, or schedule a premiere. All right, y'all. It has been a minute. Okay, it's been a minute, and I'm happy to be back because I missed y'all. So today I have some crunchy tacos. That's it. I got some crunchy shrimp tacos. I got some homemade guacamole. I got some salsa, and I got some sour cream off to the side as well. And I'll let you know what's inside of the tacos. It's very simple, but it's very delicious. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so this may not look the best, y'all, but I'm telling you it's good. Simple and good. I'm gonna tell you exactly what's inside of it in a minute. Like, sometimes, like, it's crazy how, like, the simplest things are just so good, you know? So let me give y'all a bite with some guacamole on it. Boom. Oh, I'm already making a mess. Just same old Rhonda. Ain't nothing changed. Okay. So, all that's inside this taco is some well-seasoned shrimp. You gotta make sure you don't overcook them. Like perfect shrimp with some mozzarella cheese, some green onions, and then you just fry the taco shell really, really hard. So that's why I'm putting the stuff on the outside, because the shell is tight. You know what I mean? Because I fried it really hard. So yeah, it could be a taco, maybe borderline a quesadilla, a little bit of both, or whatever you want to call it. But all I know is it's good. Ooh, y'all. Yes. Simple, it's so good, y'all. I make these like shrimp tacos, whatever you want to call these. I made them the other day for my parents. Wow. Okay, y'all. Now, see, I'm hungry. I'm smashing this food and I ain't even said nothing. What's up, y'all? I missed y'all. Y'all, it's been 2 weeks since I uploaded the video. I didn't realize it had been that much time. I did not realize that. I have seen some of y'all because I did a couple live streams, but I haven't recorded a video in 2 weeks. Y'all, it's just been crazy. Like, I've been working on other stuff. And it's just been wild. So I'm done working on other stuff now. And then I'm not gonna lie too, in between some of the stuff that I was doing, I was just resting. I just feel like I needed to rest, so I did. I've been watching a lot of TV, taking naps, laying around. And that has been my gift to myself for the holiday season, is to take it easy. You know, like I have definitely been working a lot. And, you know, I had to make that decision of like, do I do these projects and YouTube at the same time? Or should I focus and just do one thing at a time? So I made that decision to do one thing at a time. I didn't want to feel burnt out, you know? I didn't want to put a whole lot of pressure on myself, so I just focused on the project I was working on. I was producing a short film. So, got it done. How have y'all been? Tell me how your holiday season has been. I didn't do Vlogmas. I mean, we'll try again next year, but how y'all holiday season been? I know things have been crazy, but hope y'all are well. Hope you and your families are safe. You guys are doing okay. So, I've been watching a lot of TV, so I don't usually do, but it felt nice to do. To really binge a whole series. So, Laura and I finished Harlem, which is on Prime. That was a very easy watch. Started off a little slow for me, but it was worth watching. I started Selling Sunset. I finished Selling Tampa. Selling Tampa it could have been better, but I think that it'll be better in the second season. I don't want to badmouth it. I just think it could have been a little bit better. So if y'all been thinking about watching it, I think it's a cool watch. I would give it like a 6 out of 10. Probably 6 out of 10. Because so much of the drama was just like forced, you know what I'm saying? And I know that it's scripted. I know that it's scripted reality TV, but in a lot of instances on other reality shows, I feel like the drama is not as obvious that it's like, okay, like, girl, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just like when the drama got a little flow to it versus it feeling so choppy, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, that's been my, I've been doing that, been watching that. And what else I've been doing? What else have I been watching? I was trying to catch up on A Million Little Things. I love that show on ABC. Still way behind on that. It's a great show though. I've been spending a lot of time on Twitter. Y'all, Twitter is my jam. I can get everything I need on there, and I love everything about it. I get so much information and entertainment. I love it. So that's what I've been up to. All right, y'all. So I'm about to get into a story time. You know, I was like, man, whenever I can get back into the groove of things and get in front of the camera and film, I definitely have to do a story time. So one more bite and I'm gonna go ahead and get into a story time. It's gonna be about revenge during the holidays, y'all. So y'all stay tuned. All right, y'all, it is now time for story time. So I'm just gonna go ahead and jump right in. This story is about Desmond and Kyra. And Desmond and Kyra have been together for 3 years. All right, so now they live together now. Everything is good. They're in a good place. Now, things didn't start off this way, though. So they met through one of Kyra's coworkers. You know, Kyra's coworker, they're pretty close. And, you know, Kyra's coworker was like, I got somebody for you. And, you know, at first, she was kind of hesitant because she, you know, really is not the kind of person to, like, get hooked up by other people. You know, she's either met people on her own or on, you know, dating apps or whatever. But she's like, you know what? I'm willing to try something different. You know my taste. You know what I like. And all right, okay, you got somebody, cool. So she introduces, you know, her coworker introduces Kyra to this guy named Desmond. And, you know, they chat a little bit and they set some time up, you know, look at their schedules and set a date for them to, you know, meet up. He chooses a restaurant, you know, and they choose a time and have a reservation. So their date is in like a week and a half, 2 weeks, right? And, you know, the fast forward, it's date night. You know, Kyra is definitely nervous, again, because she's never really been on a blind date before. And, she's seen pictures of Desmond. She loves his voice, loves his conversation so far. And, she just really hopes that things work out. You know what I'm saying? Because she's ready for something serious. And, so it's just that nervous feeling of how is this going to go? How is our chemistry going to be or whatever? So she arrives a little bit early and she's seated at the table. Desmond gets there and, she loves the way that he's dressed. He has a nice smile. He smells nice. Just everything about him. Like she just really, he grabs her attention as soon as he walks up. So, they get seated and when he gets seated, she was already seated and everything is just flowing well. Like, he leads the conversation. She loves his charm, his humor, just the way that he asks questions, the way that he's present, the way that he's making eye contact. Like she's really, really into him and how the date is going. They're laughing. She loves his ambition. Like everything is just really added up. And she's like, damn, like in her mind thinking like, I'm really glad that I gave this a chance, right? Because it's something different, but it's going really well. So they've been at dinner for about 2 hours now, and now it's time for the check. So the check comes and the waitress, puts it towards Desmond. Now the waitress is about to leave and Desmond grabs her attention and is like, hey, can you split the bill? Now this completely rubs Kyra the wrong way. She was not expecting this because Desmond asked her out. He chose the restaurant and in her mind, he was going to pick up the bill. So Kyra is sitting at the table and she's really just kind of in shock because she can't believe that this man just asked to split the bill, right? So he's sipping his drink. So she's like, she doesn't want to just be awkward and just make eye contact with him because she has questions. So she pulls out her mirror and she's, pretending to like put on her lipstick to reapply it. And she's thinking like, what am I about to do? Am I going to ask him about it splitting the bill? Am I going to just forget about it and let's continue to date and see where this goes? But then she's like, no, fuck all that. So she grabs her phone and she blocks Desmond. She blocks him because she's like, we're done here. Like there's nothing else for us to talk about. Like he's told me everything I need to know. This is not the kind of man that I want to date. He can go do this with somebody else. So, the bill comes, it's split. She pays her part, no problem. They wrap everything up. He walks her to her car. They exchange a hug and that's it. So, of course, Desmond tries to call her and he calls and the phone just rings and he doesn't get an answer. And he's starting to think like, damn, he texts her, doesn't get an answer. And he's thinking like, am I blocked? You know what I'm saying? So eventually what he does, like maybe a week and a half later, after their date, he finds her on Instagram and he sends her a message. And he sends her a message and, he just says everything. He just lays everything out. He doesn't just say like, hey, what's up? He just says, hey, Kyra, and then goes into a little more detail on, what happened that night. So he tells her that, like 3 days before our date, I got laid off. And, I hadn't been at the company for a long time. So I didn't get a huge severance package. I didn't see this coming. And, honestly, it just kind of changes things for me. Now I have to put myself back into the market. I need to find a new job and I have to be mindful of money, and I just didn't know how to say that on our first date. That's why I split the check. Normally I'm not that kind of guy. But I didn't want to cancel. You know what I'm saying? I was looking forward to meeting you. And I know you moved some things around, in order for us to, make this date happen. And I wanted to go through with it. But, I knew I had to kind of approach it a little bit different. So that's my explanation. I can understand, why you may have blocked me or why you may not want to date. I get it. And so, Kyra is actually a really understanding person. So she's like, you know what? I'm not tripping. I can see maybe why you didn't say it, but I wish you would have said something. I would have totally understood. You know what I'm saying? And so, they continue, they follow each other on social media. They cool off on the whole dating thing. Then like fast forward 6 months at this point, Desmond is settled into a new job. And he decides to circle back around, to Kyra to see if she's single, is she open to dating? And she is. They start dating. Things are going great. He makes up for everything and they end up in a relationship. So that's a little backstory about them. And now let's go present day to their relationship with them being together for 3 years. So, things are going pretty smooth in their relationship. And Kyra's biggest thing about Desmond has just been like, she's kind of seen like signs of like control, like him wanting her to move into his place. At one point, he was like, I want you to be a just stay at home, girlfriend, I want to build a family with you. I want to take care of you. And she's just like, well, first of all, I don't even think you make enough money to do all that, and maybe that's what you're used to with your last girlfriends, but that's not me. I need my own money. I need my own thing going on. I love what I do. Like, no, what I'm saying? I don't mind living in your apartment though, because, it's close to my job. It's bigger than my place is. I don't mind that part. But all that other stuff, like, no. He was like, all right, cool. Like, I get it, and you're right. A lot of women that I have been with in the past preferred that. Like, they wanted to be taken care of. And she was like, no, that's not me. So, they're in his place. Things are going great. And, Kyra is just the type of person that wants to bring the best out of her significant other. So she's constantly sending him different resources and things to learn, videos to watch, programs that he should be aware of. He wants to make this transition into the tech field, but feels intimidated by it, and Kyra's like, you can do it. Like, you can do it, but you're going to have to buckle down and make some sacrifices though. Like, you're going to have to, learn some things. Well, quite a few things in order to get into that industry. You know what I'm saying? So she helps him and she supports him, pushes him. And eventually he goes to these boot camps. He learns all these different things. He lands a job. Now, this is his first 6-figure job. It's like an entry level job, but he's making 6 figures. So his potential to make, really good money is there. You know what I'm saying? And he's like so grateful, that Kyra pushed him, and believed in him. So he's getting situated in his new career in tech. And things are going great. And he's like a rock star at his job. Like, he is excelling. He's shining. He's catching on really quick. He's been given projects and opportunities. He's traveling. He's going to different conferences, like to represent the company. Like, all kind of stuff is happening. So this move was perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like, for him to transition into this field, so he's shining and really just living up to his potential, and, Kyra's doing her thing and supporting him and all that stuff. Right. So, one day she goes to him. So at this point, he's probably been in tech for about 6 months. So she goes to him and she's just like, why don't you make a LinkedIn account? And he's like, why? Like, I'm happy at my company. I don't want to switch. I don't want to, I'm good. She was just like, I get it, but it's a professional network. And I think you need to continue to build your network as well. Like, you can meet people, keep your resume updated. Like, you never know what can happen. You know what I'm saying? So you want to have everything updated. And so he was like, you're right. Okay. So he, she helps him get everything situated on LinkedIn. He builds everything up and everything like that, starts connecting with different people and stuff and seeing different resources and all this stuff. Right. So he's like, damn, like, I see the benefit of being on here. I've been putting it off and hearing about it, but I didn't see the point of being on here, but I get it. So, time goes on, a few months go by. It's like 2 months later, and a recruiter reaches out to Desmond and offers him a job, but is asking if he's interested in something different. And this recruiter presents an opportunity that is like a bigger title, 40% more pay, not too much more responsibility. And, the biggest thing is that they live in Miami. So Desmond and Kyra live in Miami, but this job is in Dallas. And so, he's like, he kind of is, for him, he's like, I don't know about that shit. But he brings it to Kyra though. You know what I'm saying? Like, this could be a really good opportunity for me, especially with the money, the company. It's like a Fortune 100 company. Like, this is a huge opportunity. And so Kyra was like, I'm not trying to move to Dallas, and Desmond is like, you're the one that pushed me into this whole LinkedIn thing. You're the one that told me that this is the whole point of having this whole setup. And now you just shut my shit down. And she's like, it's not that. Like, I don't want to move to Dallas. Like, my life is in Miami and I'm happy here. And he was just like, well, so are you telling me I shouldn't go with the interview? She was like, I'm not saying that at all. Like, if the opportunity fits you, you should go for it. And so he's like, so what if I end up in Dallas? We're going to keep on doing it. We're going to do a long distance thing. And she's like, I don't know that I want to be long distance. And he was like, and I definitely don't want to be long distance. So, are we really just going to let this go because of something that, you weren't expecting, but here it is. So could you be open to it? And she's like, all right, Desmond, like, look, I say that you go ahead and go for the opportunity. You should definitely interview. And I will ask around in my company to see if there's any opportunities, in any part of Texas to see. We'll find out. And he's like, all right, thank you. Like, thank you for compromising with me. Right. So he starts the interviewing process. He's getting all these messages and updates on LinkedIn from this recruiter. And they have the first meeting. They have a second meeting and things go well. He gets an offer. And it's an offer he just can't refuse, And at this point, Kyra's had a chance to go back to her company and they actually do have some upcoming opportunities in Dallas. So she's like, okay, well, I guess it's meant to be. I guess the timing of it all is meant to be. These opportunities are coming up very soon. I was going to be up for a promotion and they have a role for this promotion, in this position in Dallas. So I guess we're going to be living in Dallas, And so at this point, Desmond is like, yo, like, I can't believe this is my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause he was a guy that, he would just kind of get by. You know what I'm saying? He was never really like exceeding in his life. But Kyra has just upgraded his shit, like really has him really believing in himself like he never has before, right? So, he has a lot of loose ends to wrap up. It's going to be about a month and a half before this move happens. And, he's going to be helping his company, look for his replacement. He's willing to do all the training. So while he has a lot on his plate at work, Kyra's like, all right, you get the work stuff situated. I can handle my work schedule and I'll work on our living arrangements. I'm going to find a place for us to live, a spot that, fits our needs, check out the different neighborhoods and stuff like that. And he was like, I can help, babe. Like, you don't have to just take on that responsibility by yourself. And she's like, no, like, I got it. Like, don't worry about it. Like, focus on what you got to do at work, right? So they hire movers, the time is coming for them to pack up. It's about to be the holiday season. And, they're like, this is not how we saw ourselves spending Christmas, moving, but it's just the timing of it all, at least we'll be in a new place, a new city by the new year, and just celebrating like this big win that can really position us for like the next level, So this is how they spend their holiday season, packing up, getting movers, leaving Miami and making that transition over to Dallas. So as, Desmond is about to get ready to go to Dallas, Kyra's like, look, I need a few days to wrap a couple things up at work. But our place is all situated. Everything has been signed and ready to go. But when you arrive in Dallas, it's going to be pretty late. So you're going to stay at the hotel. There's a Marriott right by the airport. You'll stay there. And then the next morning, just go to our new apartment. And so he's like, babe, like, thank you so much for just taking this responsibility to, look at neighborhoods, make phone calls, go on these virtual tours to look at places, that can fit our needs, just everything. Like, thank you so much. She's like, of course, like, absolutely, like, I'm just happy that we're together and I'm with somebody that is so driven and focused like you are, and open, So we really gonna make this thing happen. We're gonna do it in Dallas, And so he's like, yeah, we are. So he gets on his flight. He goes to the hotel. Now, he had turned his ringer off while he was traveling and never turned it back on for whatever reason. Like, usually his ringer is on. So he goes to bed and, like I said, Kyra's in Miami. He's in Dallas. He's tired from traveling and everything. So he's like, I'm going to call it a night, babe. I made it safe. I'm going to call it a night. I'll call you in the morning. And she's like, okay, cool. So when he wakes up the next morning, he gets up. He doesn't check his phone. That's not the first thing that he does. He gets up, he opens, he walks to the window, opens like the blinds or whatever. And, he's just kind of, taking in the day, thanking God for another day, stretching, like, just getting himself together and just really, waking up or whatever. And he finally grabs his phone and it's a ton of notifications. Like, he has Instagram notifications, text notifications, missed calls. And he's like, what the fuck? Did somebody die? So he's looking at his messages and it's all these different screen records. It's like, what the fuck did you do? Like, look at Kyra's page. Like, is this true? Like, all this stuff. And he's like, what? So he goes to Kyra's Instagram page and it's a story. It's like an active story on her page. So he clicks on it and, it's just all these screenshots of women and text messages and emails and receipts and burner accounts and just all kind of shit, right? So it's all these women taking pictures, even with Desmond, like they're in the bed with Desmond, they look like they just got done having sex, like all kind of shit. It's just aired out. And then finally at the end, once all of this shit is posted, it's Kyra at the end of it talking to the camera. And she was just like, look, this is not how I wanted to go about doing everything. But, to Desmond's friends and family, you guys think that he's a certain kind of guy and he's not. This man has been playing me for months, and so what I did was I politely packed his ass up, bought him a one-way ticket to Dallas. Most of these women that he's been messing around with are in Texas. So now he can take his ass to Dallas and be closer to them and do whatever the fuck it is he wants to do. Like, I'm done. And then the story is done at that point. And he's just blown. Like, he calls Kyra's phone and the phone is just going straight to voicemail. He's trying to call his friends. Nobody is answering. Like, he's just freaking out. You know what I'm saying? And, he's looking up the information. He needs to go to their new apartment or whatever. And he keeps on calling. And he's just like, begging and pleading for her to call him back. And she finally calls him back. And she was like, what, Desmond? And he's like, babe, like, she was like, you can explain? There's nothing to explain. I showed everything. I look at how much I've given up for you. I moved into your place. I helped you get to where you are. You are where you are because of me, not because you wanted that for yourself. Remember, you were scared. You was intimidated. I'm the one that helped you see that shit in yourself. You know, I'm the one that made these sacrifices with you, and this is how you thank me. So while you at work, you with these different women, and you gonna come back to the house that we're building together, you know, creating this life and lay up with me. And, you know, she was just like, I'm done. So she was just like, there is no apartment. You don't have a job. Have a good fucking life. And she just hangs up. And, you know, Desmond is just sitting there left to figure it out with nothing. I mean, he has his hotel reservation and he got to get ready to check out. Even, you know, he has to get ready to check out of this hotel. So hopefully Desmond has some savings. Hopefully he's made some smart decisions with his money, because, you know, he left his city. He left his job. He left his apartment. He doesn't have a new job. He doesn't have a new apartment. That's it. You know, this is her way of getting back at him. Like, once she found out that he was cheating, like, she went through his phone one day, and it wasn't even like she was trying to looking for anything. She was using his phone to make a phone call, and something popped up that led to one thing, and one thing led to another. And, you know, she started putting the pieces together, you know, creating burner accounts, asking women questions, and women were answering stuff willingly. They had no problem sharing whatever it was that they had going on with Desmond. You know, he's sending money and doing all kind of shit, you know, and she was just like, yeah, like, I could yell at you, I could cuss you out, I could slap you in the face, I could leave you, but that's not enough. So she decided to turn his life upside down. That felt like the way that she wanted him to spend the holidays. Like, for him to know that you can't do this kind of shit and think that it's not gonna blow up in your face. You know, like, she's like, I'm not the one, you know. So she played the part with this man for months, like, compiling all of this information, kissing him, still sleeping with him, and everything, like, business as usual in a relationship, while she was putting all of this together, thinking of the perfect time to blow his shit up. And she waited until Christmas time to do it. And to be honest with you, I don't feel bad for Desmond. I don't. Like, if you are out here doing dirt like that and leading your girlfriend to believe one thing, thinking that you're at work, but you're not, and you're sleeping around with several women. I mean, it's several. I'm talking about dozens of women, y'all. Like, it's a ton of women he was messing around with. I don't feel bad for him. I don't. Like, and that's what he gets, you know. And his job is gone. I mean, because he helped them find a replacement, and he trained the replacement, the person who replaced him in his role. Now, do I think he can go find another job? Sure. I'm sure he can. But, I mean, is he gonna start a life in Dallas? Because that's where all his shit is. Like, the moving company is on the way with all his stuff. They don't have nowhere to they don't have anywhere to deliver it to, because he doesn't have a place. So, oh well. You know, oh well. So y'all let me know. Do you feel like Kyra was wrong? I don't know that I would sit up and do something like that, but I'm not mad at Kyra for doing it. So do y'all think Kyra was wrong? At any point, should she have just talked, you know, to Desmond and brought everything to his attention, or should she have just up and left? I mean, because it definitely takes a lot of time and energy to do something like that, to pull it off and orchestrate it, you know. And, you know, as far as the LinkedIn profile too, you know, it was just a bogus account. She had one of her friends like set up a profile, pretend to be a recruiter. Desmond was new to LinkedIn, so he wouldn't have even known what to look for anyway. This recruiter, the quote unquote recruiter, only sent messages on LinkedIn. This person never emailed Desmond. And yeah, so that's it. That's what happened. So that's her revenge during the holidays. So he is spending his Christmas figuring shit out in Dallas. So Desmond in Dallas. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed the story time. If you did, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. Make the best of the day. Be good to yourself. Peace.
I be beaming, I be booming down that block. Everywhere you go, you know they know I'm hot.